on Inside tonight, we take up a story that affects you directly. The row over the 10% service charge refuses to end. A day after the government announced relief to consumers by clarifying that service charge was optional, the hotel and restaurants body has come out to oppose it. Remember, a government notification by the Consumer Affairs Ministry said that service charges would be discretionary and voluntary, and a consumer dissatisfied with the services can have it waived off. But the National Hotel Association of India has now said that if consumers who cannot pay service charge must not eat out. NewsX did a ground report to get a sense of the confusion for the consumers.
Right now I'm at Parel's Posh restaurant, that is Aditi restaurant. Here we interacted with the restaurant owner, and he clearly said that we never asked people to pay service taxes. The people, the customers, those who come, they do it out of their will, and if they don't like the restaurant, they will not come for the next time. And the service charge is something which is a white money, it is a accounted money, and the hotels, it's being distributed amongst the hotel staff. So even in the hotel where service charges are levied, the tips are not being offered by the customer. So this is entirely a viewpoint of a hotel, but on the other end, the customers are welcoming this entire decision by the government.
Service charge is discretionary. The recent announcement has come out with big storm in the food industry. While there are a lot of many hoteliers who have not somewhere accepted, or rather happily accepted, this whole decision, there are some hoteliers, the owners of the hotel, who have accepted it in very fair manner, telling that it is customers' choice whether to pay service charge or not. If they like the service, they pay it. If they don't pay it. Somewhere, and customers, especially people out there, are very happy because they come out and say inclusion of service charge in the bill is somewhere not good with respect to the fair trade practice.
The government has clarified that the service charge that ranges between 5% to 20% is an optional thing, and it cannot be mandatorily added into your bill. The Union Consumer Affairs and Food Minister Ramvilas Paswan has said that it's a consumer discretion whether he wants to pay a service charge or not. Right now I am at the Host restaurant at Connaught Place. As you can see, there are many people are eating here. Let's talk to the manager here, Mr. Manmohan Bhandari, and ask him about this policy. So the government has said that the service charge is an optional thing. What do you have to say on this?
First of all, we welcome to this policy of government. And we never charge the service charge to the customers since 1978. The restaurant is going on, and we always demand, we give the best service to the customers. And if the customers like our service, and they give the service charge. If they don't like, they don't give the service charge. So we always, give the customers to the good service, and that's it. We depend upon the, best service. And if they like the service, they give service charge.
The government has also asked all the restaurant and hotel owners to ensure that the customers are made aware of this fact that the service charge is optional. Are you going to put out, some information, thing so that the people could be aware about this?
People are aware about this. Most of the customers, they don't want they don't want to the bill comes with service charge. They want the service charge not mentioned in the bill, because it's depend upon the service. So they don't want to give the service charge. If the bill of 20,000 and the the staff do not give the best service, so they think that it's a useless. They do not want to pay 2,000 rupees as a tip, as a service charge. So they think all the customers are happy about this thing, that the government ordered this, that do not charge on the bill service charge.
I feel if it's for country, we are ready to pay. And we always support Narendra Modi's decision. We are always with him.
There are some restaurants I've been where their service is terrible. 1 hour you wait, 2 hours you wait, and you don't get a proper service. I don't think they deserve it.
And they already put service tax, and then still they expect us to pay more. So I think that should be very clear, no? That they are putting service tax so we don't have to pay. So here it is our choice. So if the service is good, we pay. If the service is not good, we walk out.
And joining us this evening on Insight is Bejon Mishra, Citizen Voice, with me in the studio. Good evening, Mr. Mishra. Until we are joined by someone from the Hotel and Restaurants Association, let me put this question to you. Some are saying that the government's notification is rather vague. The provisions are vague. If they wanted to do away with service charge, why should it be billed at all? They should have just said that no service charge, tip if you want to and tip however much you want to.
See, that is what we have been always requesting them to do, and we have been also, we brought it in the notice of the government that they are charging arbitrarily. You see, the point is, you can't just take a charge out of your own, whims and fancy. Someone is charging 5%, someone is charging 10%, somebody is charging 20%. You see, what we always believe in is that you have provided a service for which you have given me a bill, and I'm prepared to pay the full bill, but let the tipping or the satisfaction level of that service which you have given me in terms of my prerogative, whether I wish to pay or I don't wish to pay. You can't make it a levy which you arbitrarily put it on a bill just because you feel that I need to collect this money for the welfare of my staff. Why do you need to collect that money for the welfare? You might as well, take it in the price which you are charging for the food, which they normally do. So this is over and above that. You see, they are trying to take in the garb of, and most of the time, you see, the consumers don't look at the bill. And they take it that this service charge is something like a service tax. And they pay off. And they tip also. So they merely keep collecting all this money. But now when the consumers have started becoming very aware and conscious about their rights, and they have started looking at the bills very carefully, they have been complaining regularly, including the member of the parliament, many member of parliaments have, made these complaints to the government, saying that why does a restaurant charge arbitrarily this kind of a price or as a service charge?
Not just restaurants, even home delivery and takeaway jobs.
Exactly. You see, the point is, law doesn't permit anybody to take a charge which is arbitrary. You can only charge something which is as per the law and mandatory. Now, in terms of the cost of the product or the service which you are selling, it has to be competitive. It has to be as per the market. Now, certain restaurants you walk in, they don't charge service charge. Certain restaurants you walk in, they charge service charge. So there is a lot of confusion. So every time you have to look at the bill very carefully to see that whether they have charged you or not, and then you take a decision whether you want to tip, you don't want to tip, and how you want to go about. With this circular which has come in now with the government of India, the best thing what has happened is there is a lot of clarity. The government of India has said that let this prerogative be with the consumer.
Then why bill it at all?
That's right. That's what we are saying. So now we are waiting that the moment a law would come into force, and I'm sure very soon a law will come into force, where such charges, levied as service charges, will be deemed to be illegal. And I'm sure the government will work on it, in the coming sessions or after during the budget session. I'm sure even maybe during the budget presentation, the finance minister might bring out a clarity on this issue. He might even, bring it in the finance bill, saying that any kind of charges over and above the price which you display will be deemed to be termed to be illegal, and you cannot charge.
That's all in the realm of speculation. That's what we are expecting right now. But the government has come out with a formal notification, Mr. Mishra. So tonight, if I were to go to a restaurant and have a meal there, and I say I don't want to pay service charge, but Hotel and Restaurant Associations are saying don't eat out if you can't pay. Where does that leave me?
No. You see, first of all, it's an absurd kind of a statement made by the Hotel and Restaurant Owners Association president. I never expected such an irresponsible statement being made by such people. The point which I'm making is that nobody who is into business, who's taken license to do business in the marketplace, can say that you come in if you want to pay or don't come in. You can't force me to do that. The moment you are in the marketplace, I have the right to access. I can get into a restaurant, I can look at your things, and I can pay you what is genuinely being charged, which I feel is genuine. But if you charge something which is not genuine, I will go and eat it, and I will refuse to pay you that charge, and you cannot stop me from that. And that is what we are trying to say, that we don't want to get into a confrontation.
Yes.
We want to ensure that we have a very peaceful, environment in terms of ensuring that the consumers get the right environment when they go into a restaurant or go into an eating joint to have their meal. I would definitely not expect such irresponsible statement coming from these associations.
We are in fact waiting for Riaz Almani, the president of the National Restaurants Association of India, to join us and present his side of the view. Of course, no one wants to go and have a good meal and then haggle with the restaurant owners and the waiters that they don't want to pay the service charge. So there has to be some sort of clarity for the consumer here. Let's bring in more reactions before we are joined by Mr. Almani.
First of all, we welcome to this policy of government, and we never charge the service charge to the customers since 1978. The restaurant is going on, and we always demand, we give the best service to the customers, and if the customers like our service, and they give the service charge. If they don't like, they don't give the service charge. So we always, give the customers to the good service.
See, this is government is trying to impose themselves on us. See, if you don't like a restaurant, you won't come there the second time. It is not, you can't force things like, the service charges we have always mentioned in the menu. It's not that it's a hidden cost or something like that. It's always mentioned in the menu. In every government office, there is a board that you don't encourage corruption. If there is corruption, you have to give a complaint. But in the government office, in all the offices, there are corruption. So they can't, that is their area. That is in their jurisdiction, that they have to see. They can't step into a restaurant.
And joining us on the phone line is the NRAI President, Mr. Riaz Almani. Mr. Almani, is the Restaurants Association defying the government's orders when it says if you can't pay, don't eat out?
No, ma'am, we are not defying the government orders. We are a little confused because there are Supreme Court orders and it's settled law that it is perfectly within a restaurant's rights to charge service charge as long as it conspicuously displays on its menus the fact that they levy a service charge. And when a customer orders, after looking at the menu, it is agreed that he has seen the menu price and he's ordered based on the price. Right? Now, as a restaurateur, in the interest of transparency, we always make it a point to make sure that we charge for the menu item separately and service charge separately. The reason for this is that A, when service charge is collected, it's not collected in cash. We pay VAT on it, we pay service tax on it. And when we distribute it to our employees, we actually deduct TDS. As opposed to just paying cash, which doesn't get accounted for, doesn't get registered, and also the entire kitchen, the staff of the restaurant, which includes the members of the kitchen, includes utility, includes cleaning services, valet, security, etc., get a fair share in the service charge. It is as simple as that. This is as transparent as we can get.
No, it's not that fair.
It is as simple as that.
No. You see, when I go to a restaurant,
and
as a consumer, when the bill comes to me, I have the right to write by pen the tip amount. It doesn't come charged. You see, but many restaurants, they arbitrarily charge it on the bill, which is not fair. You see, I am free to write whether I want to pay 5%, 10%, 20%, or I don't want to pay. It depending on the service which I have got. So you cannot.
We are talking about service tax. We are paying service tax also.
You might pay anything you want to, but you pay that out of your pocket. Don't take it from the consumer.
You're not understanding my friend.
Okay, make your point.
I will, let's say if I increase the menu prices, you will be compelled to pay a tip.
Higher increase price. You will actually end up paying much more than what you're paying today. At least when you're paying service charge, you know that your service tips are included in this. If I raise the prices, you will have to pay more, or you'll have to pay 10% more.
So you are saying that this is a kind of a roundabout tip, and you're making
no, it is not a roundabout tip, ma'am. As long as we put it on a menu conspicuously, and we say that we will be charging a 10% service charge, it is perfectly legal. We are not engaging in any kind of malpractice or deception.
Okay, so when the Department of Consumer Affairs of the Government of India, Mr. Almani, says that service charges are optional, that I'm not bound to pay service charge to any restaurant or hotel where I eat, what do you make of that, and where does that leave me as a consumer?
As a restaurateur, it is perfectly within our rights to charge service charge. It is not illegal. There are 6 Supreme Court judgments to this effect.
Again, Supreme Court.
Perhaps this has not been viewed by the consumer department.
No.
Because they have not taken our representation from the restauranting bodies at all.
No.
And you are actually, with this process, you're actually making things more expensive for the customer. You're not making things cheaper. You are actually taking away from the restaurant workers, you're taking away the rights of people who are working behind the scenes to get a
Don't
fair
make it about
share.
their rights. You pay them salaries.
No, it is.
No.
Somebody has to listen. Let's be clear. How do we keep transparency in the organization? If we connect it separately, we are paying separately. We're paying by check. We're doing everything.
Are you telling the consumer how do you decide your pricing and costing? Are you telling the consumer that?
My friend,
are you making it public?
It is every company. Today you look
No,
at
are you making it public? No, you answer my question. Are you making your costing public? What transparency are you talking about?
I am making it absolutely clear. 10% of my thing is public. It's absolutely public. Everybody knows about it.
No, but
I am putting 10% out there on my menu along with my.
No, but why? Who has allowed you to do that?
I decide what my goods and services are worth. Nobody else decides.
No, that's right. So you charge as a price.
Commodity.
You charge as a price.
My friend, if I'm writing 90 rupees plus 10%, it is 99. It's as simple as that.
No, so you write 99.
My friend, if I put 99, you'll land up paying much more.
Doesn't matter. But I will not get fleeced. I will not
You're
get
not
fleeced.
getting fleeced, my friend. You will end up paying for it directly.
No,
Okay, we clearly haven't heard the last of this. All right.
There's greater accountability.
Okay.
I am getting
Mr.
fleeced.
Almani.
You are sweeping tips under the carpet and you're making encouraging.
I am getting fleeced. Getting fleeced.
Don't make it about parallel economy and the rights of the people who are working there. They're paid salaries, and we do hope they're paid salaries on time. But thanks very much, Riaz Almani and Bejon Mishra, for joining us. Clearly, we haven't heard the last of this. This is what the Department of Consumer Affairs has said, but there needs to be more clarity on the provisions of this when they say it's optional. What rights have they given the consumers, and how are they talking to the restaurant owners and hotel owners is something that the government needs to address.